So I was laying in bed last night trying to doze off to a random basketball podcast, and they were talking about the summer league guys. And I couldn't help but not fall asleep because in my head I was having all these takes. I was like, these guys are completely, I wouldn't say wrong because none of us would know what's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years. But I just felt for the first time, I just had some bold predictions for the NBA that I feel like weren't force fed to me this time on X or some random YouTuber or anything like that, some podcast personality. So I finally fell asleep. It took a while because I was thinking about all these takes. So I decided, tomorrow I'm going to just record myself, explain all these takes out, and see how they do later on. I could be extremely wrong, which is the likely possibility. I mean, I'm not some expert. I just watch the games. Or I might be right, and it'd be kind of cool to look back and be like, "Hey, whoa, I was really smart back then. What happened?" Well, let's go. Let's start with number one. Cam Boozer is that dude. I think Cam Boozer is going to be an all-timer. I don't close the tab. Don't close the tab. I think Cam Boozer is going to be like one of those players similar to Jokic. Don't close that tab, bro. I promise. Just wait for me to explain this out because I'm not saying he's a Jokic clone. He's not, and he's not going to be like Şengün where he has like a funky game that's not something that's aesthetically pleasing. So it's like, oh, he's immediately Jokic. No, Cam Boozer's Jokic, as in like I think he's going to have crazy efficiency stats, crazy just production, not just with points, but with rebounds and assists, obviously. And he's not going to do as much as you think. I think he's the type of player that you watch him and you're like you're like, oh, you're watching all the other players because they're all your eyes go to them, and then at the end of the game you look at the box score or they show the display on the screen. Cam Boozer 35 points, 14 for 14 shooting, and you're like, when did that happen? I never saw this guy with the ball the whole game. I never saw him have any impact, but some reason it shows he has the most impact of any college player. Now when the college season started, I really wasn't interested in watching Cameron Boozer, and it's because I didn't know much about him. I just knew that he was Carlos Boozer's son, and he's a big man, and he's going to Duke. And that's kind of it. I didn't see any highlights or anything, albeit I don't really look at high school players at all. So a game with Duke was one of the first nationally broadcasted games I watched this season. But I remember watching it and being like, oh, this Boozer guy is just kind of boring. I haven't really even seen him do anything. And then fast forward to the next Duke game I watched, same thing. I'm just like, why is this Boozer guy like projected to go third overall? And then the third game, bro, I watched of Duke, it all clicked because I realized when I was watching it, I was like, you know what? I watch a lot of college basketball. When I watched the Duke games, it always seemed like to me, even though I knew he was a freshman, in my head I was like, that I just for some reason subconsciously I was like, oh, that's the senior veteran guy out there who is leading the team. No, he's not. He is a freshman, dude. But like even compared to other teams, he looked like the oldest player out there. And then I started looking at him more. I started actually observing what he was doing instead of just watching where the ball was. And it seemed like every play, no matter if he had the ball or if he didn't, he was impacting what was going on. He was directing things, even on defense. It seemed like he was just one of those players where it's just like he makes the whole team better in a way that's like star level, but not star highlight level. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm bringing it back to Jokic because Jokic don't get me wrong, Jokic has highlights, and so does Cameron Boozer. But you watch a Nuggets game, and a lot of the game can be a little bit boring just because Jokic just kind of plays boring. He does the easy shots. It works. It gets you wins. That's all the team should care about. But it's not that entertaining a lot of the time. So I think that's why Jokic is kind of not the most popular star player. Obviously, people love Jokic, but you can't lie to me. If Jokic was out there dunking on everyone's head every game, people will say he's the greatest of all time. If he just added that one thing to his game. So with Cameron Boozer, I think he's going to be a similar way, but as a power forward. He's not going to be a center, and it'll be a weirder game for him. Also, he shoots the three ball a lot better than Jokic does. I think he will eventually. And the one thing that has me a really high upside with Cameron Boozer to where I think he is going to be kind of like that level. He's going to be like one of the faces of the league. Is his defense also looks very promising. I was talking about offensive playmaking and stuff like that, but on the defense, when you watch him, he is a defensive playmaker. He's constantly looking for how he can help and get into passing lanes and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I do have downsizing Boozer. Right now, I think his one-on-one game, which is driving to the basket, if he doesn't get the first step, he'll try one other move, and if that doesn't work, he's done. He doesn't have like a full bag of stuff to whip out yet, but he can work on that. I think for the most part, his first step is fine, and his handle is okay. It can be worked on. And the defensive playmaking side, the only downside to it is that it kind of, when I watch him, it seems like he's thinking too much. To the point where some people are too quick for him because he's thinking too hard. And he's really good at blocking shots, but he's not good at reacting quick enough because you can see in his eyes, it looks like he's thinking way too hard about what's going on. And there was one player that used that for his advantage. And that will bring us to my second prediction. And I know it's crazy how high I am on this draft, but I've been watching college basketball for 10 years, and I don't know why, but somehow a lot of these players look like really good stars for the future. Some of them even all-time greats. And this guy, I feel that same way about. Caleb Wilson, dude, he's Giannis, bro. He's Giannis. I don't think he's going to get the three-point jump shot. I don't think so. I think he's going to be like Giannis, how he is now. Giannis, over the years, finally developed his quote-unquote jump shot, but it was just a mid-range that worked well for him. I think Caleb Wilson is similar to that now. When I was watching him in college and at UNC, I thought he was the best player in the draft. He looked like he was going to go number one overall for me. I thought that if the season kept going on and UNC kept winning these games that they were not predicted to win at the beginning of the season, he was going to go number one overall. UNC looked okay without him, but then he came on the court and it's like, give Caleb Wilson the ball and get out of the way. That was the whole thing for it a lot of times. I remember they played Duke, and this is where the Cameron Boozer thing came to me because I first watched that game and I was only looking at Caleb Wilson because Cameron Boozer I couldn't tell what he was doing yet. Caleb Wilson just sunned him the whole game. And UNC, they get on the court, and Caleb Wilson would check in, and it's like, oh, God, well, I guess we're just going to tank this for a bit and then have to wait till he gets off so we can get points back again and get the lead. Because Caleb Wilson was literally like that. Caleb Wilson would go to the bench, and Duke would get a lead, and then Caleb Wilson had to come back in and save the game. And I think he did. I think they won that game. But it's kind of like how Giannis is a couple of years ago with Milwaukee until the wall happened, where it was just give him the ball and have him just completely from the three-point line drive as fast as he can to the basket, and he's so tall and lanky that no one can stop him. And he looked pretty strong too. And he's doing a couple jump shots, the same like turnaround fadeaways that I would see Giannis do today. And his defense looked really good too. He was stopping Boozer a lot of the times. He was blocking shots with help defense. But yeah, Caleb Wilson's also that guy. I'm sorry I can't say much else about him. He didn't play the full season because of a broken pinky or thumb or something like that. I really wish he didn't though, because that would have been an amazing March Madness. I think he would have been number one overall. I think the Bulls are really lucky to get him at 4. And I think a lot of Bulls fans are hyping him up and trying to be kind of lenient and not like look into him as like this guy is like the best thing ever. No, dude, he is. Just stay with the hype, dude. He's really good. I think some teams are going to be mad about passing on him. Even the Wizards, dude. Maybe I'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, dude, I think Caleb Wilson and Cameron Boozer are the best players in the draft. I don't know which one I'd say is over the other. And that brings me to my third point here. And this one's just kind of fun. I mean, can we just have some fun today, guys? Can we have some fun? Boozer and Wilson, I think, are going to be like a big rivalry. like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. No, Wilson and Boozer is gonna sell out every stadium that they come to, which is only two for now. People are going to talk about this forever. I mean, the NBA has been trying to make some sort of rivalry for a long time between players. It's like we're done with the Wemby Chet thing. Who cares, dude? We already know one's better than the other. This is going to be an actual rivalry that will have debates, dude. I mean, this is going to be so big. I mean, they're probably going to install TVs and cable boxes and stream setups to third world countries just so people can watch this because they've heard about it from a friend. This is insane. And I don't know. I don't have some sort of data to back this up. I don't like. They probably are cool with each other, but I don't know. Just from that one game, watching those two against each other, it was like, wow. They play similar positions. I mean, they play the exact same position. No, they didn't play. They one center, one power forward at that time. I think during that game because Vasar. But I think they're both going to be power forwards, and I think they're both going to be in conversations. Who's the best power forward? They're pretty equal, but one side is going to be kind of like the Shea side with Caleb Wilson, not because of the foul stuff, but because he's a flashier player, and the other side is going to be with Boozer as like, yeah, but look at the win shares per ounce of Gatorade drink or some dumb shit like that. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of discussion, mostly rage baiting, but there will be discussion too. I'm all in on both of them. I don't know. I can't pick a side, guys. I'm sorry, dude. It's like picking my favorite. Nah, I'm not creative enough to come up with a good metaphor for that. Or is it simile? Or is it metaphor? Ah, whatever. Anyway, besides that point, we're going to the next one. We'll call this one 3.5. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what number we're on. I'm guessing 3.5. Last one is 3. Anyway, this one is not really a prediction or a take. Maybe it is a take. And I think it's, you guys could skip this one if you want because I think it's really lukewarm. It's actually maybe room temp. That's the same thing. I'm dumb. Less than that. It's like when you turn the shower on, you're like, oh, ooh, the water heater needs to be worked on. That type of temperature. I think big men in the draft are always severely underrated. And I think the reason why is because when you watch college, they just be posting up. And people are blaming them for it. People are acting like it's their decision. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to post up every time. That's my whole game. No. They're not. They don't know what they're saying. Have they ever watched a college game? That happens the whole game. All the centers post up. All the big men. It doesn't matter if you're a 6'6" forward. You are posting up all the time. A lot of the college systems, a lot of the coaches' systems were developed in like 1995 and have still not changed. Look, man, I watch Big Ten basketball. I can tell you for a fact that Wisconsin hasn't changed their system since Bo Ryan. And I forget when Bo Ryan started as a coach, but they run the same exact system. They try to do some sort of triangle offense that has been utilized since the 1990s. Anyway, these big men in college are told to post up or else they lose their minutes or else they get kicked out of college or whatever. So that's why it happens. So when you watch Boozer, a lot of times he's posting up because that's what he's been told to do. But sometimes he'll have the ball at the three-point line and he'll drive in. But college, I think part of it is because a lot of players or defenders in college aren't going to the NBA. They can get posted up on, and it will work. That's why. In the NBA, it doesn't really happen as much. Really isn't that many post-up players. But, bro, we all watch Karl Anthony Towns in the NBA Finals. Go watch his Kentucky games. He's posting up the whole time. Kentucky, Wisconsin, Final Four, he's posting up every time on Frank Kaminsky and getting locked up. Frank Kaminsky, I mean, this is different argument now because back then it was different. I think it's funny if you look back then. I mean, Frank Kaminsky is posting up the whole game, most of the game, and he was a prospect and like considered a stretch 5 back then just because he hit like a 3 a game or something like that. And it's crazy. It's like now it's like as a big man you have to hit like 5 threes and average like 3 win shares per nuts busted or some shit like that. All right, I've taken way too much time to get these points off, so I think I'll just end the video now, and maybe I'll put more takes out in the future. Who knows? Goodbye.